Is eBay still worth it, or is there just too much competition? There are plenty of people who will tell you it is not worth it to sell on eBay, but spoiler alert, a lot of those people either just didn't have it in them or they are sellers themselves and they don't want any more competition. I'm going to give my honest opinion on whether it's still worth it to flip items on eBay in 2021. So if you're interested, keep watching. Hi, my name is Eileen. Welcome to my channel where I talk all about entrepreneurship, working from home, building multiple streams of income, and I do focus a lot on reselling. I have been a part-time reseller for quite a while. I actually started selling on eBay like back in 2004 or 5, took a long break, and then started again in 2016. I did it full-time for a while, and I'm currently doing it part-time. So is selling on eBay still worth it? It honestly just depends on your specific situation, and I will go into that in a second, but I say yes. If you are looking for information and you are interested in reselling and you're wondering if eBay specifically is worth it, yes, it's definitely worth it in my opinion, and I will tell you why in this video. People are always asking me, can you still make money on eBay? And yes, you can definitely still make money on eBay. There are thousands of people doing it, maybe millions of people, I don't know. But there are plenty of people doing it full-time and part-time still, and there are still ways to make plenty of money on eBay if you know what you're doing and you're strategic about it. The main complaint I hear about people who say it's not worth it to sell on eBay is that the fees are too high. And I want you to think of it this way. By listing an item on eBay, you're able to put it in front of millions of buyers without having to go and find them yourself. Some people are mad about the fees, but the fee is worth it versus starting your own website and finding traffic and funneling that traffic to your store and hoping to make sales that way. At least with eBay, you can find profitable items, list them, and your buyers are already there. You don't have to go out and market your items to people. Plus, if you really look at it, eBay's fees are pretty comparable to a lot of other selling marketplaces. So it's actually cheaper than Poshmark. Poshmark is at 20%, and then Mercari is around 13% after everything, and that's around where eBay stands depending on the category and if you have a store, but it generally is around 13 or 14%. So really their fees are not that much, and as long as you source well and you know what you're doing, you only pick up things that are going to be worth it to sell after the fees. You don't think of the fees after the fact. You make sure you take the fees into consideration when you're sourcing for items to sell. If you look at my analytics in Vendoo, you will clearly see that I sell more items on eBay by far than on any other platform. Now, I do think it's important to cross-post, and today's sponsor is Vendoo, which I will talk about in a second. But for a lot of resellers, eBay is still the platform that they're selling most of their items on. Now I'm going to take a minute to talk about today's sponsor, Vendoo. I've been using Vendoo basically since they started, and it is a great reseller tool for cross-posting your items. So even though I think it's worth it to sell on eBay, I also think you shouldn't put all of your eggs in one basket, and you should cross-post your items across multiple marketplaces. If we look back at my analytics again, you'll see that if I was only selling on eBay, I would miss out on sales on other platforms. So by cross-posting my items, I'm able to get the items that I'm purchasing and investing my money in and put them in front of more people. That means I make more sales because I have more potential buyers on several different marketplaces. It's really easy to use, and if you already have a bunch of stuff listed on eBay or Poshmark or Mercari or any of the other marketplaces that are supported by Vendoo, you can just import your listings into Vendoo and then cross-post from there, so you don't have to create a whole new listing again. It literally just takes me a few minutes to get my items from one platform to several other platforms. It's super affordable, and in my experience, the sales bump that I get is way worth the monthly fee. If you want to check it out, I have a link below where you can get 25% off your first month. All right, let's get back to the video. So while eBay is worth it for many people, you need to figure out if eBay is worth your time specifically. To do this, you're going to want to look at what your time is worth. If you're someone that makes $15 or $18 an hour and you can make $20 or $25 an hour on eBay and have a little more freedom in your schedule or use it as a second income, then that might be worth it to you. If you make $50 or $60 an hour, but you can only make maybe $25 or $30 an hour on eBay, you need to decide if it's worth it for you to take a bit of a pay cut to have some more freedom working for yourself. Or if it's something that you just want to do part-time because it's something you enjoy, you want to pay off debt, or anything like that. For a lot of people, it might not be worth it to go full-time. And for a lot of people, it might not be worth it to do it part-time because you're gonna have to work a full-time job and do eBay. It's really about figuring out the numbers, what's worth it to you, and if you can make enough money to sustain yourself, or if you can make enough money for it to be worth it for you to spend your free time doing it while you're also at a regular job. But if you do want to start reselling, I really do recommend posting your items on eBay, even if you're already posting lots of stuff on a different platform like Poshmark or Mercari. I really suggest that you go ahead and check out Vendoo and cross-post items onto eBay, because I think that for most people, you will be able to increase your sales and sell items faster because there are so many people on eBay. So now I want to give you some quick tips on being successful on eBay in 2021. eBay today is a lot different than it was when it first started, or even 10 years ago. Back when it first started, people were just kind of selling things out of their garages. Pretty much anything would sell, but as time has gone on, there has been a lot of competition that has come onto the platform. There are a lot of international sellers that are able to get things for really cheap and sell low quality items. So it can be a little bit harder to compete with all of those other sellers. But that's not to say that you can't be successful on eBay, especially if you know how to source good items, how to price those items, and how to list those items in a way that people are going to find them. So my first tip is to use technology to your advantage. This is not something I could do when I started back in 2004 or 2005. I didn't have an eBay app on my phone, so when I was out looking for items to sell, I couldn't look them up to see if they were actually selling. I just had to make guesses. So since we pretty much all have phones, when you're outsourcing for items, make sure you're researching the item and making sure it's worth the investment after fees, after shipping, and after everything to take that item home, spend your time taking photos, listing it, and storing it in your home. Another tip is something I kind of already covered, and that's to not just list on eBay. Sure, eBay is totally worth it, but it's even more worth it if you cross-post those items and increase their chances of selling. By cross-posting your items to different platforms, you're gonna put it in front of different buyers because not everybody shops on eBay, just like not everybody shops on Poshmark or Mercari. So if your buyer is on Poshmark or Mercari and your item's just not selling on eBay, then you're missing out on that sale. Since you already spent the money on the item, you wanna make sure it sells. So getting it in front of more people increases your chance of selling it. I also wanna remind you that you do need to take it seriously. The people that think that eBay isn't worth it aren't taking it seriously. They're not looking at it like a business. They're not making sure that they're sourcing profitable items. They're maybe not listing consistently. It's so important to just make sure you're taking it seriously because it's taking time out of your day. Over the last couple of years, I've really made it a priority to have priorities and not half-ass anything because you're spending your time and your money doing it. So if you're not going to actually treat it seriously, even if it's something that you enjoy doing and you do for fun, you still need to take it seriously and treat it like a business so that it can be profitable enough for you to spend your time on. One thing a lot of people don't think about is whether they want to be a quantity seller or a quality seller. So there are lots of different things that you can buy to sell on eBay. It's a lot easier to find things that are going to sell for $10 or $15 than it is to find things that are going to sell for $50 or $70. You need to decide what kind of items you want to sell. Do you want to be quantity, which means you sell a lot of items for a lower price, you do a little bit more work listing and shipping everything, or do you want to be a quality seller, as in you sell higher quality items, items that have a higher value and higher profit. These are harder to find, so you're going to spend a lot more time sourcing those items unless you have a really good source for them where you can easily find those types of items. So it all depends on your location, your connections, and what you're able to find where you live. It's also really important to source well and price correctly. A lot of people think you can just find stuff that you think is going to sell. Maybe it's a good brand and a good style, but you still need to be able to source items that are actually going to sell because not everything from every brand is going to sell for the same price. Some brands will have items that sell for $15 and have other items that will sell for $60 or $100. So knowing how to source well and how to find the right things is important. And not only that, but knowing how to price correctly. There are a lot of people who want to get a certain price for something, and 99% of the time you cannot force the market to pay the price that you want. You have to kind of go with what the market price is and what it's currently selling for. Because if you're at 60 and everybody else is at 35, the chances that you're gonna sell that item are pretty low and you're probably just gonna hold on to it. A mistake a lot of resellers make is to get into the habit of not listing. Everybody wants to go out and source. They wanna go to thrift stores, they wanna go to discount stores, they wanna buy all the stuff, and then they pile it in their office or their dining room, and then they don't feel like listing it. And that is a huge mistake. You wanna get into the habit of listing everything pretty much as soon as you get it, because you looked it up in the store on September 1st, and if you wait until November 1st to sell it, the market may have changed and that item might not be worth what you paid for it to resell. So making sure that you are listing everything that you source and not just creating piles of items that you're not listing is really important. I know how much fun it is to source. It's my favorite part too, but it's really important to make sure that you list everything that you purchase and don't just start creating piles of stuff. Another thing I want to mention about being successful on eBay is to not take things personally. I've found that a lot of people who don't treat it as a business, or even if they do treat it as a business, they just get offended at messages or returns and stuff like that. And the way I pull back from that and not get offended when someone wants to return something or get an angry message is to think of it as a business and think of myself as an employee at that business. Even though I technically own my eBay business, if someone is yelling at me, I'm not going to take it personally. I'm going to respond to them as a customer service representative or as someone that works for someone else. I'm going to respond professionally. I'm going to help them with their problem, even if they're rude. And I'm going to respond as if I work for someone else. And that is just a really good way to not get emotional or take things personally, because there are people that are going to be kind of a pain to deal with, and that's just how it works. Most people are great and you get wonderful customers as well, but I do see a lot of people who are resellers or new resellers and they're just offended by returns or angry messages or people who are mad about the price that they're charging or the fact that no one's buying their stuff. So just don't take it personally, treat it like a business, look at the numbers, pay attention to the numbers, and try not to be emotionally attached to your inventory. Look at your business as a business, and if you need to adopt an employee mindset or a customer service mindset when you're dealing with people, that can sometimes be helpful. So in the end, I think eBay is totally still worth it. More people are shopping online than ever, and as more people become aware of the negative impact that fast fashion and buying so much stuff and just not using it has on the environment, so many people are trying to shop secondhand, or people who aren't even environmentally conscious and they just want a good deal. If they can buy something for $100 at the store, or they can get it secondhand on eBay for 40 or 50, then why not? So I personally think it is totally worth it to sell on eBay, but it's going to depend on you. It's going to depend on if it's worth it for you financially, if it's something that you want to be part of your life. It is a lot of sourcing items, it is a lot of listing and sitting on the computer, and it is a lot of stuff that you're going to have to figure out how to store. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you check out today's sponsor, Vendoo. I have their link down in the description below. Like and subscribe if you want to see more videos about making money from home, building multiple streams of income, and reselling, and I will see you next time. Bye.